gets to most women. 90% of the time, the man will be able to remarry. 90% of the time, the woman will not find a husband again.
Okay, so I have a question. Why is it like that? Why is the man getting married? Why does the man always get married first before the woman?
Because, and feminists, you can get upset as you want. It's a man who pursues. It's a man who will ask a woman out. Now, put yourself, you are a young lady, but put yourself in the mind of a man, right? Let's say you are a man who is 38, divorced. Or let's even say you are a man who is 38 and single. You can marry a 19-year-old girl who is just finished secondary school, maybe learning a trade. You can marry a girl in uni. You can marry a girl who has finished national service. You can marry that whole host of women that are ready for marriage between the age of 28 to 32 who are working. You can marry your colleague who has never been married before. Why will you go for a divorcee who has 2 children? If you were the one. So, as painful as it is, a woman who walks away from a marriage must realize that her value on the market has reduced. And so a lot of the time you realize that when they are leaving, and I've seen it so many times, they start to dress hot, they start going for parties, and remember, do rough. You will be surprised at how many men will sleep with you. But finding a man to marry you, men don't mind sleeping with older ladies and divorced women, but they don't want to marry a divorced woman. That's the first part. Now, even if he falls in love with you and he wants to marry you as a divorced woman, most of the time, his family is going to fight it.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
If you had a son who is ready to get married and there are young unmarried ladies there, he comes and says, I want to marry this lady who has been divorced. Because mind you, when a woman walks away from the marriage, in society, everybody concludes it was the woman's fault. So if you decide you are going to walk away, make peace. No one is saying don't walk away, but don't walk away and get surprised about what you are going to meet out there. Or, oh Lord, I can just hear the women in the comments. And you see, your feelings are valid, but it doesn't matter. This is society. I don't know how to put it nicely, but it's a man's world. And most of the rules play to favor men. All right? Then, so most likely, your ex-husband is going to find a wife before you. And you know the painful part of it. I've seen so many times men reform in their second marriage and start to behave well. And then the women are now angry. Why couldn't he change for me? The simple reason is that men, we learn by correcting mistakes. And men are very clear on their inadequacies. Unfortunately, a lot of the time, women cloud their inadequacies with emotions. A man knows that women will not love you for who you are. A woman assumes that a man should love me for who I am. All right? Then there's the emotional vulnerability. When you are divorced, it's emotional. There are days you have to sit and cry. There are days you'll be confused. You think staying with a cheating man is painful? Try staying alone. Coming home, having to lock the gates, having to lock the doors, hearing a noise outside and wondering what is going on, especially if you don't have a support system. Mind you, if you are a woman who comes from a good family, has a great dad, a supportive system, most of these things will not happen. But if you do not come from a good family support system, you must be careful about who you marry. Because when the marriage does not go well, you will lose double. So, I mean, these are some of the things. And trust me, I delayed in doing this because it's a painful thing to talk about. It's not that easy to look a woman in the face who has been cheated and make her cheated on and let her understand that staying is hell. Leaving is hell. Choose your poison. And it comes back to the issue of me saying all the time, and I've told you that several times. pick well at the beginning. Because a woman loses control of most of the things once she has got married. So pick a sensible person, pick a responsible person, pick a person who has controls, a person who has people who can correct him, a person who is submitted to something. And you observe a lot of the time when people reach out and I'm asking questions, the first question, who does the man listen to? And most of the time they say he doesn't respect anyone. Yeah. Marrying a man who does not respect anyone is a danger. And listen, the things that will cause divorce, if you really open your eyes in courtship, you see it. Any other question before we end this not so happy?
Well,
I think maybe next time we'll just talk about how to cope.
Yes, I was going to ask that question about when you so decide that after you've heard this, but I still want to leave.
I have a whole video on YouTube. Maybe you should look for it and cut it. Did you find the divorce series?
Yes.
Yeah, so cut it and start putting it in pieces. So you can start from tomorrow. You can put it in pieces there. And yeah. It's tough.
Yeah, this is sad.
So when you're also going to marry, take your time. Choose a sensible person.
I will.
You will. You will. You will. All right then. So Uncle Josh is out. Bye-bye.